Objection!
Oh, hello. Hello, good evening. How are you wonderful folks? How are you wonderful people? How are you all doing this fine evening? I am full of food. Generally we're doing well though. Good evening, Ren. No, generally we're doing good. We're doing good. Work has been generally fine. Nothing has really exploded. I need to do laundry, the boring things. I did. Oh, what was it? I spent a bunch of time cooking the other night. Because I've been trying to spend more time trying to actually expand what I make. Because in the past I just have to worry about one serving. But now that there's someone else here, then I make multiple servings, and therefore I can make bigger things. I've not made stir fry as much because stir fry was always a me thing. I sit down, I make some rice, I cook some chicken, put it in some spicy sauce, and then that's my evening. I don't actually do that as much anymore. I mean, to be fair, when I get a serving of chicken, I turn that into 2 meals because one boy. But now I turn that into a meal for 2 boys. So that is how it is. Yeah, I need to do the stir frying more. I miss my regular rice meals. But otherwise, no. It's been. Today was weird. Okay, today was actually kind of weird. Right. So we've had several students, obviously, there's head colds and other things going around. And we've had students, being out sick and whatnot. And there's always the worry about is this going to be COVID? Did they have COVID? That's still a thing. That is still a thing. So this morning, I'm okay, I brought a bunch of things, and Fridays has been our cooking day. And one of the students was really passionate about us doing a breakfast thing. So we decided pancakes and bring sausage, because as much as they would want bacon, I've tried to do the bacon thing, in general. And that would just be far too painful in a classroom for the grease and all that. No. We're not doing that. So, I acquiesce the sausage, which is fine, clean, a little longer to cook. Some orange juice, generally fine. And, that by itself went fine, but because I'm in a small group classroom, because I have very, we'll say, eccentric students, I only have 4 students currently in my caseload, and while that sounds extremely light, these are four very unique individual students. 2 of which need additional assistance, but that's an entirely separate thing. So I was getting ready for the day, and I was okay, we're going to have a full caseload of all of our kiddos, and we're going to make breakfast, and we'll get through the day, and I'll get my paperwork done. It'll be fine. So I'm sitting there, and one of the staff come in, and they inform me that another staff is not coming in. And I'm okay. So we're down to staff. It's fine. It's Friday. We have 1 or 2 specials, and as well as the cooking, it'll be fine. It'll be a fine day. And then they say oh, this student's out. I'm well, they were out yesterday. Are you sure they just haven't updated, the absent list? Because it's on one Google form that is updated regularly. Highlight someone if they're out with red or yellow. If they're gonna be late or leaving early, it's purple. There's a whole color coding system. And we find one of the kind of assistant, people in charge. And we're did they update? And oh, yes, they did. Oh, okay. So they're just out? They called out. I'm okay. Did they send a message? No, which is weird. Because this parent usually lets us know directly. Usually lets me know before anyone else. So I was okay, that's really weird. So they're out, okay. And the other 3 students come back, and the last one, the one who, to be honest, I am thankful for, at this point, avoids me entirely. That they currently have a belief that they don't have to listen to people who are male presenting. It's oh, okay. And they can get angry. They've not gotten angry since I've been there, thankfully, but I know they are capable. But they keep as far away from me as possible because I am evil because I present male. That is kind of the mindset. So they come in, and the first thing they do is they look at one of the female staffers, of course, and they say, my guardian believes that I need to get a COVID test. And both me and the staff look at them like, excuse? And they look like, yeah, because at home, I took a test. And it said I was positive, but it was an expired test. So they sent me in here to get an actual test. I'm like, that is not how that works. That is not how that works at all. Can you go take them to the nurse now? Can you go now? And after like some prodding from the female staff, they're like, yeah, nope, we're going to the nurse. I'm like, okay, thank you. And, you know, the female staff comes back like, 10 minutes later, like, oh yeah, they tested positive. Like, oh great. Wonderful. I thought about it again, like, I'm in the clear. They avoid me like the plague, and ironically. But they generally showing no symptoms. If anything, they were like probably on the back end of it. But they had to go home immediately. So now I'm down 2 students. I'm like, okay, does the other one have the virus of ill intent? So I sent an email to Mom, because I still hadn't heard from Mom. I was like, hey, sorry to hear he was down. You know, the whole breakfast thing was his idea. I'm sad he's going to miss it. I hope you're all okay. And they sent an email back like, oh no, we're okay. They're resting. They have strep. I'm like, what is going on? I have a staff out because they like destroyed their ankle. A student out because the virus of ill intent, and another for strep. I'm like, what is happening in this room? So I had exactly 2 students. We made some breakfast foods. We watched a Pixar movie. They then, changed the tire of the car because that's they're special in the afternoon. It was a weird day. It was a weird, like, all around the building, it was a weird day. Like, so many people, just both staff and student, were out. There was imbalance around the whole place. It was just an odd day. Really odd day. I even had a meeting this morning that I was a little nervous about. My boss was out sick. Like, okay. Goodness gracious. And this isn't even accounting for, like, last night. Oh, let me tell you about last night. Okay. So, last night, and I'm going to just actually, you guys aren't going to hear this yet. I'm just going to start up Genshin in the background and make sure that's up and running and fine. So, if you hear Genshin music, then that would be why. So, don't mind the Genshin music for a second. But yeah, so, last night, and normally I don't touch on, other dramas, but this came to mind because Genshin. Okay? This came to mind because Genshin. And I don't know if anyone's familiar. If you play Genshin, you're familiar with Tectone to an extent. You like him or dislike him, whatever. If anything, I respect the grind and what he does. So
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
That legitimately caught me off guard. Good going. But there's been a whole bunch of drama with like the whole 3 wishes thing and some stuff around the Chinese, Lunar New Year, which I'll be honest, I could care less. Like, it's one fewer multi in an event where we get so many multis. Like, I'm not even bothered. It does not even bother me. So, but there's this whole drama, and it's unleashed a bunch of, like, just a tidal wave of drama. And part of that was directed at another Genshin creator, called, like, I think it's Asian guy, but he goes by Atsu, but his YouTube is something Asian guy. And there's a whole thing against him right now. There's all this stuff. But I was listening to this drama video. I'm like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? So I went back, and about 2 years ago, he was looking for a video editor. And this is right on the cusp of like me regularly doing edits like once a month. Like I was doing intros for friends. I was doing the Among Us edits. I was doing a bunch of other edits, a whole bunch of stuff. And I was really feeling that vibe of video editing. And this Genshin creator posts that they're looking for another video editor. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm self-taught. I might not be up to par. But, give it the old college try. Their request was that we edit one of their recent streams to show what we have. I'm like, okay. So I have to screen record one stream because, again, of course I do. And I go about editing and just doing some funny little jokes and stuff like that, and being haha funny and doing whatever. And I sent it in. I posted it unlisted on YouTube, and I sent it in, and nothing. Crickets. But absolutely nothing. Now, I can tell they've watched it because, again, it's unlisted. I've only sent the link to one person. There's only one person that knows this video exists. It was in the one email to the one person, and I look, and there's like 5 views. Meaning that not only they've watched it, but whoever's judging this has watched it with them. And I had like some sort of feedback, like, hey, thanks, but like, your skills right now, poo-poo, no thank you. I'm like, okay, whatever. If I could get some advice, or if I could like, hey, we like X, Y, and Z, but you need to improve on A through G, whatever, But nothing. I went, okay, and I kind of let it be for a while. It kind of stung. I was like, okay, maybe I'll get back to, some editing stuff. And then he actually released his actual edited video from the event that I had taken, right? This is like a week and a half later. Like after I'd sent it in. And I'm watching it, and I'm not going to say it was like, oh, 1-to-1, he stole all my stuff. It wasn't like that at all. No. There are a lot of things that I joked to put in that he completely skipped, and vice versa. But there were at least 3 times that like exact jokes or edits that I had made were almost 1-to-1. When I say almost 1-to-1, like there's a point where they made a joke about like you don't trust white-haired anime characters, and they started naming them, and as they named them in my edit, I was like put a PNG of that character up on the screen. It was just building to like larger chaos. And in their edit, while they didn't stack the PNGs there, they kept rotating through sometimes the exact same PNG of that character, like taking the same joke, the same premise, and making a minor tweak and showing it. And there were like 1 or 2 instances of that, and that kind of stung. Like, okay, you watched my video, you took some notes from my video, but you never contacted me. I know nothing. I've been ghosted, but obviously you've seen it. And something about that, like, it stung. And I went back and checked, and like, I didn't actually make another edit. And that was like February. I didn't make another edit until like July. And that's because someone asked me to do one for them. And so just having that name pop up again, like it kind of stung. Like it kind of stung a lot. But it's what it is. But whatever. I was tempted to make like a full video response and throwing it in there, but like no, it's a silly story where I got like kind of sad and then got like aggressively sad. But I want to share that at least. Now, that all being said, the plan for tonight is the New Year's events have not technically started. They will not start until, I believe, Tuesday. But what is available is the new zone and the new 5-star quest for was it Chanyeon? I'm very bad with Chinese names. The former Cloud Retainer and her new banner. So she gets a new 5-star, companion mission, which those are usually pretty good. I'm assuming it'll take us into the new zone. I cannot say for certain. But I am curious to see how this connects to Fontaine, because I kind of looked at the space it takes on the map, and it connects to Fontaine. So you could literally walk like from Leeway, go like up like a water tower and be in Fontaine. Which, up to now it's been through Leeway, across the stupid chasm, then through Sumeru to Fontaine. And there's parts of me that like gets like slightly annoyed that that's the route that they take. Like given like the adventure like in these little side quests goes back to Mondstadt, but like in the overall kind of Archon quest, they want to keep it like, oh, you keep going forward. So yeah, it makes sense he goes from Sumeru to Fontaine. But like when I sit and think about it, like every time he goes back and does like you know, a little side event back in Mondstadt, he could just take a boat to Fontaine, because it's right over there. There's still apparently a harbor in Mondstadt that we've never seen, but it's like talked about by NPCs and in little bits of quest text, so hopefully we see that before, you know, too long. I would like multiple ways to Fontaine rather than some awkward tower in the middle of nowhere near, like, ancient tree desert zone of Sumeru that, like, 3 people live in. It always hits so awkward that that's where you, like, find, you know, Fontaine, because that part of Sumeru is almost entirely unmanned by people. So, like, why are there so many people in the water outside of it? But I digress. Yay, awkward towers. Yay, awkwardness. But then, hello, Contradan. But that is the plan for tonight. We're going to be doing the ancients. And we're going to meet new... I want to say bird wife. Because she was a crane. No, she's not a crane. Now she's peoples. Still going to go with bird wife. We're going to go with bird wife. Yeah, let's get Genshining. Should I do summons now or wait? Yeah, while you guys think about that, let me go over here. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Hold on. Okay. I forget the whenever I have Genshin active, anything that involves my VTuber, like get, you know, large straw, like big, or Pegasus mode, I have to exit out of Genshin entirely, so you'd see, like, it freeze because I exit out of it. The rest of my buttons should work, but, like, Genshin likes to intercept all of buttons at all times. Alright. Let's see, we want these. Oh, there's a Ganyu's Frostflake arrows position issue after her outfit change. What? There's an issue with Ganyu whereby after switching to the Twilight Blossom outfit and casting her elemental skill, there was a small chance that Frostflake arrows fired by the character's charged attacks would be positioned incorrectly. I need video of this. I need to know what happened. Where were they firing from? Did she have laser eyes? These are important questions that we need to know. If anything, gave me another intertwined. How many of these wishes? I have 2 of those, and I'm short 1 for the basic wish. So for now, let's go get our experience point. Wonderful.
Moment of solitude.
Oh wait, why do I have... Oh, is that because of Bennett? Is that why I have the little exclamation thing? It is. Oh, not just because of Bennett, because... Wait. Shenhe? Oh, of course I have for Shenhe. So, Shenhe, I might have spent money in Genshin for, like, the first time in forever, because...
Do you think I look good in this outfit?
Yes. Yes, that is why I bought that for $5. Yes. Yes, I do. She is a wife. Back off.
Body and mind.
And our boy here gets a free outfit as long as we do the New Year's quests. You know, the ones that aren't yet available. Oh!
Approved.
Good job, Bren. You are rude. You did good, child. Right.
Take your pick.
Alright. We do need to quickly just set up a bunch of the XP grinds. Like the weekly quests that, like, just to get stuff out of the way. And then... Like, there's a bunch of little things you can do per week that give, like, easy experience for your battle pass. Well, your wish, whatever it's called in Genshin. It's the battle pass, let's be honest. Can we... Oh, we can do... Trips du Port. And offal dish. Okay. I will smile and nod. Robert, can you do the cooking? Please do the cooking. I like to master different cooking techniques. I'm surprised there's no, like, achievement of, like, oh, you've surpassed so many dishes. Like, there should be a base achievement of that, right? Like, obviously easier if you go to, like, holiday events and you get a new, you know, something from that. But there's so many base recipes in the game. There should be one for like, oh, you've been proficient in 20 recipes. You're proficient in 30 recipes or something. Because you have to do this 15 times on perfect to be proficient. And then after you're proficient, you can just do a quick, quick cook. Which is like the goal for every single dish is to be quick cook. Let's see. Taiyaki. Let's make some taiyaki. Let's quick cook some taiyaki. Taiyaki. Alright, that should give us more of that XP. More of that XP. Okay, good. Good, good. Alright, now... if I go to... It should be in quests? Yes. Should be in quest. Oh, I haven't done these two yet either. But we're doing her first. Go to quest. Leisurely chatter. Paimon has a sudden yearning for the quirky stories told by Cloud Retainer. Go to Mount I can never pronounce that correctly, and see this Adeptus, with whom you are quite familiar. We are quite familiar with Cloud Retainer at this point. Oh, wait, this is where the Fontaine Zone kind of starts, so I could probably actually look out in the distance and kind of get a glimpse of it.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say
Whoa.
we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax?
Why are you having so much trouble? Hold on.
Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this
Oh,
time.
there's a water tower off in the distance. That's kind of cool. Things like that just make like this world feel like more and more like open when you just see more areas just expanded upon. Like just look in the distance and oh, there's a zone that lore-wise probably has existed, but we've had no reason to go to. Oh, that's right. I like to pick up these flowers whenever I can because they are a pain in the butt to find and to get to sometimes. But they're needed for so many people's ascension. You can buy like chunks of them in town, but like only so much at once. Oh, there's... Oh, she's in her human form.
Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
Yeah, then we got almost trapped in
When we
amber.
told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye?
Don't think we've seen her before.
Oh, what a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
She'd be a powerful Adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
We were gonna say hello either way. You did not need to make an excuse. You're such a social butterfly.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Paimon's got this, guys. Paimon's not gonna fuck it up. Yeah.
How
Mmm.
Paimon is Paimon! And this is... Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two...
Us
What is
two.
this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're...
I do love her character is so well defined. Like one sentence even I was like, oh no, I remember her now.
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did...
Don't ask how this happened. You saw Zhongli do it.
Donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
Yeah, I am a bird. Talk to me.
Keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning.
It feels like Cloud Trainer has a reasons. Don't discuss them.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless...
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Tries but fails to look indifferent as Paimon gives her snacks.
This is all Paimon's guy.
I guess it is harder for her to hide her emotions in a
One
human
has
form as
never
opposed to,
found
you know, a
oneself
bird.
lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
She's got the right attitude for gifts.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself.
She's going to visit some
Anyway,
disciples.
Right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
I would be very pleased to see
However,
Shenhe.
one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
No, not really.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at
Is this
hand,
what
then
calls
let us make haste
friends?
for Liyue Harbor.
How, what is
Ganyu's
this
likely still
friendship?
working at Liyue High Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
All aboard the friendship.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late.
As she always
One
is.
can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her
Oh.
correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. They think
I'll
one
show
can
them
be
who
more
needs
fun.
who.
One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Is mom gonna go with Karen and be like, this isn't a good enough apartment, you can do better? Yeah, what is this thing? It's hard to keep your eyes off it. Appears to cloud retainers inventions. Okay, so it won't tell me. Okay. So we can go right to Liyue and like start this quest. I kind of want to unlock the new map first,
Body and mind.
just to see what it looks like. How far is the... There's one there. Wait, I already have this unlocked? I already have a guide unlocked. Whoa. Oh. That was interesting. Hello, ma'am. I just showed up on the teleport point and then everything went funky. Who are you? One's name is Fujin, the local adeptus, and this is the tiny little teapot realm one calls home for now. So we're still in the mountain just now. How do we suddenly... One invited you to come as a guest, yet failed to sufficiently explain beforehand. Such behavior was careless, and I beg forgiveness. Not sure this counts as invitation. So, do you just swoosh all visitors to Chenyun Vale in here like this? Of course not. Many come and go from the Vale, but it was only in light of your incredible compatibility, with local spirit veins, I chose to invite you to. Your names are carried by the fish. Fish know us. It's very dangerous. It is a pity that it is not quite convenient, else I would have invited you to tea tasting banquet. Speaking of which, I'm quite sorry, but I have a request to make. Okay. Thank you. I presume the two of you have heard of the tea village. This land has been famous for its cool, fragrant waters since ancient times. The people are of gentle character, and the pristine pebbles in its stream are exquisite. Okay, I hear a bud incoming. Yeah. The water and soil have begun to change recently, as has the scent of its tea. It's in decline. One hopes that you two can resolve the disharmony of the soil and water on one's behalf. Water veins are spread across the mountain, but my power is no longer sufficient, nor is the present a good time for me to move about. You're not exactly experts when it comes to this water and soil. Is there a problem that Daisuke can solve? Just as I heard, you are quite direct, but fret not. You are clever by nature. I trust that you shall get to the heart of the problem you might encounter. Still not getting it. Though one travels the world, if all is understood, then it would still be boring, though I'd like to say that. This matter and I, well, let us just say that I should mislead you with superficial statements. My apologies. Well then, allow me to share some of the Adeptus energy dwelling in the mortal world with you, and aid you in traversing the landscape and piercing the fog. Nice to meet you, eh? I mean, welcome to this place. Thank you. What do you mean, welcome? This is a kidnapping. I was quite looking forward to meeting you face to face. I was rather hoping you two would be magnanimous enough to forgive me my impropriety. Please try the wonders of said energy for yourself. Okay, so this is how I transverse in the area. Golden Carp's Leap. Okay. You may glimpse wondrous pearls of water scattered in the wilds of Chenyun Vale that have absorbed errant adeptal energy and now float. Use the adeptal energy granted by Fujin to briefly transform into a golden carpfish and enter them. Okay. Once you're inside the pearl of water, you can go anywhere you please, and you can just hold jump to leave vertically. This way you can cross over the mountains and forest with ease, just like the golden carpfish in Legends of Yore.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwen House is due to receive a batch of
got something important. If you see a golden, can you hear me? Oh. Okay, bye. Time to try the power the Adeptus gave us. So right here, and like quest area is there, but quick travel area is here. We touch quick travel area and we open up map. And that is a very angry looking turtle. We do not touch the turtle. We do not anger the turtle. Shung oh. Just goes right all the way over here. Okay, I need teleport currently disabled. Oh, because I'm still in the middle of the menu for this. Yeah, it's at max. Awkward. Okay, I do want to see what it looks like from the other side now. So I'm going to go over Fontaine for a minute. I'm going to go look down upon the lands of Leeway. Like, I can already tell the landscape has changed because there was not a protruding mountain just over the waterfall last time. Hope the water is nice. It's been nice so far. Very nice water. So we do have a giant mountain blocking a good chunk of our view for now. Oh, but you can see landmarks in the distance. This just opens up the world so much. It makes it feel just so much more so. I do love this. Oh, and you can see like a little foresty area over there too. Oh. Yeah, because that's... Oh, I'm looking at Sumeru from all the way down there. Dang. Hey, we never have to touch the freaking chasm again. That's good news. Alright. Let's get back to the actual, like, story quest. I might have to actually manually change the quest so it, gives me the correct one. Okay, so she's up there. So the best thing is to come from above. I will say, like, jumping from rooftop to rooftop to find all of the tiny little treasure chests, like, I remember that just being so much fun.
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Probably not.
No idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One should
Quiet.
stay here.
Shut the fuck up.
You two can go and meet with her.
What?
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
Adventure says yes.
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time.
You
One
came
does not
to
wish
see her.
fool Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough.
You're
makes
an
sense.
odd one.
Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh, well, threw that away.
Busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to
Oh
later
wow,
in the
she
evening.
Cloud Retainer called it.
Miss Ganyu. I'll make them.
Thank you.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer.
Yeah,
so to speak.
she
One
is horrible at this.
simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
God, you saw right through her.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to
She's
recognize
bad
them
at
so
this. She is
easily,
horrible at this, and it is
especially
adorable.
After so many years of only
Looks people thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you?
But recognizing you is...
One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of it. Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super...
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body.
Get plenty of sleep, everyone. Eat
Still
your
makes one
vegetables.
nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to
Cloud
cuddle
Retainer,
you
good
to
mom.
sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
Very accurate, Mom.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will
You discuss some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Uehai Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
a human name. Huh. You
That's
raise a
where her
valid
name comes from.
point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that
Shit, I actually really like her character.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Shenyun.
Shenyun.
Canyon?
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with them.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it?
and if I am,
Nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size.
yes. Paimon.
Exactly.
That's totally what Paimon had in mind.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing
I think I
more than a
vaguely
barren
remember someone
wasteland
mentioning
today.
this
The
previous
books had
event.
this to say about what happened.
Like I remember the
Upon
gasp
arrival,
thing.
The Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Do 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 do.
That's incredible!
Do 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 do
Mortal
do.
records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
It's silly to even suggest it.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Yeah, that's very Paimon.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
I
Shenhe,
see. Most
the
excellent
chef.
indeed. One has
I'm
had the
all for
pleasure
that.
of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit
the victuals of
Wan's
noon.
restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
Yeah.
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
No, you weren't.
As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time.
Thank you for explaining it.
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
The
Ganyu
moment is
and
not yet
Shenhe.
upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now.
Yeah.
Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Let her have fun. do, do. All right, Shenhe. The actual wife. Oh my word, she sees me hitting the counter. Oh, it's adorable.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, huh?
I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
You know, for a couple of guys outside of an eatery, they are awfully thirsty.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
I absolutely love her.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xinyun.
Master?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Aww.
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
I think Paimon was hoping for more food. Alright, where are we sitting? Oh, back here. Hold up.
Wow.
Ma'am, there's chop suey.
Leo's really got
Ma'am?
a lot going for it.
Ma'am, the chop suey. Ma'am, the chop suey. I'd like to buy some chop suey. Oh, delicious chop suey. Alright, we good. We got chop suey.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human.
You may date him.
Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
When I approach aggressively and fast, they
It's been
tend to run.
manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Mm-mm.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
It's reasonable enough. It's fine. It's fine. She's fine. Step on me. What?
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous.
It's
Though
simply
Mount Elson has
marvelous.
scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master.
She actually misses two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh,
Oh,
did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa, her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never...
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
yes.
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
I am trying to be social.
No,
Please allow
not
me
a
to be
problem.
social. Do not stop.
One was
It is
simply
hard to
caught
start.
off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response,
Okay, fair.
Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh, what kind of device
Roller
was
skates.
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile.
Bicycle.
One spent 49 days
Sick-
conceptualizing
bicyclical.
and crafting it. It need only be
I feel
infused with
so
dental
bad for
energy,
the voice
and
actors
it
having to
can
get
cover
through that name.
thousands of miles in one day. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway,
Did you eat shit? Is that what you're
Master,
saying?
That was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Oh, just called out.
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye.
Look at you. You who
Even
were
one's
once
own
so proud.
self-directed musings
Go
can
now
Oh,
and
poor
never
Zeph.
return.
Your vibes are off.
The most foreign sentiment. A mere mention of it is preposterous.
I love the look from Traveler too.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. Paimon's just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of
Let
your
her have her own
accusations.
life.
This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in
Did you
such
think-
judgments.
Do you think, like, when they were casting for, like, the first two areas, Malsat and Leeway, before, like, you know, it blew up, and they just cast this one for Cloud Retainer, like, okay, you're gonna have a lot of lines, a lot of, you know, stuff, and then they're gonna move on, like, okay, so it's a temporary thing. And then, like, several years later, hey, so you're gonna be voicing an entire character from now on, you good with that?
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Hey, sometimes you only need one sentence of flattery, okay? Like, I know that would help my
Do you
ego.
have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
Yeah, back to work.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Paimon takes the opportunity to order a whole array of delicious dishes. Thank you, Paimon.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Can you eat this kind of... Yeah, can you eat this kind of food?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors.
You could just say
The
yes.
dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Yep, sit. Have a food.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No. Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
I'ma call you out. Oh.
Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
It's fine. They're just part of the mafia. I need to make a run for it before they get Granny.
Anticipated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny?
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
There actually used to be, I think it was a book, and then it was like a short cartoon where like someone was like, some kid was challenged to eat worms like every day for I think a month, And if they won this bet, then they won something. And it was all about, like, you know, just like I remember reading it several times and watching, like, the same little cartoon about it. So, not that far out.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean... Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kind of confusing.
Wait, like, legit, they're not even making they're not making, like, a science-y, magic-y thing. It's just like, no, she just got dementia. Just flat out, like, just... Is it just me, or, like, the past year, like, since they dropped into Fontaine, like, they've had so many different approaches to, like, mental health with characters. Because there was the woman who had, like, a form of, like, PTSD with, PTSD and trauma with, like, loss of her son, with, like, the whole coloring book side quest. I want to say there's something, like, a bit of that with, Farina. It's been interesting, honestly.
Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Oh, that means the little girl has to be, like, parentification is also... Is that technically parentification? I think it is. Where you kind of, like, at a young age, you have to take on the responsibilities of a parent. Which is kind of what she has to do. She's kind of forced to be a caretaker, which that stuff is real bad for growing up properly.
Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
Plus, you're really
Talk about
awesome.
me,
You're
please.
always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Wait, what? Why does it look like Cloud Retainer is, like, sitting at, like, a 30-degree angle going back? Like, I'm looking at Trevor, I'm looking at Cloud Retainer, and it feels like she's, like, leaning back at an angle.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again.
Fair enough.
You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
No, Paimon, no. And Cloud Retainer still seems to be sitting backwards at an angle.
Likely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Paimon.
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not
Oh, yes.
anymore.
She looked just like you.
Although
Then I killed her and
I have
ate
a
her like some
sense
sort of
that
emergency
she
food.
looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny?
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Oh.
Are you sure? So, what are your names?
Paimon's Paimon.
Traveler.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Shenyun.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back?
It's fine, we get XP
Oh,
and Primo
we don't
Gems.
need any payment for this.
We're just curious about your situation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Makes sense.
Plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no.
I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me the granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something.
Aw.
Martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinjo knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Fey.
You know, I can't help but, like, think about the fact that, like, they don't normally bring in this many voice actors for characters, even in, like, the 5-star character stories. Like, they might grab 1 or 2, maybe. But we, like, this is a lot of voice actors. I can't help but think that, oh, we're doing the Lantern right, so we bring in a lot of people all the time. So they just, oh, while you're here, can you record for Cloud Retainer, please?
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with
Approved.
Rambler.
It's eggs. Hello, eggs. Oh, look, we accept the lurk.
Let us meet at Yujing's
It's good to
terrace
see
once
you,
are
though,
ready.
friend. We are playing Waifu game. Game of wives. Even though I tend to be more attracted to the dudes. Though one of my wives is here. Wait, get out of the way, ma'am. Ma'am. Thank you.
I should get paid in another few days. Shall we take the opportunity to go out and have some fun?
Yes. I'll be back for you. Drop by a lurky for you, my guy. I hope you're good. Generally been good. It's been generally good. Had some chimkin. Had some scary.
Time to act.
Throw Primo Gems at join me. Well, see the thing. Okay, so the thing is, I don't need to throw the gems because right there. She's good girl. Actually, for now.
Understood. I just have to stand here, right?
I just have to stand here, right? Oh, I fucking love her lines. What's up, my boy?
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Shinjo! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
Explain the situation.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But
considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Oh?
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments.
And 12
The way
babies.
this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Shinko.
I mean, that's better than what we had, so yes?
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places offering
Paimon with the
cuisine?
actually good follow-up question.
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was
Thank you.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together.
Yeah, not likely.
It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill.
No, those seem to check
I never
out.
understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure
Okay.
to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
No, probably just a
Feels like we just
simple
learned some
story.
words from Shincho. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story too! Shincho, are droughts super common in Leaf?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
Humans, I knew it.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation.
Like Cloud Retainer.
Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyan and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who's... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time.
It's no problem at all.
Okay. So, Granny used to kick people in the face a lot. Got it. They upstairs. Whoop. 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 There we go. Off to see Madam Ping, who's actually kind of a baller.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
So, Cloud Retainer already has an idea of what's up.
Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Okay. And soon they arrive.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
I mean, okay.
Thank you so much.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the
Oh,
nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa.
Okay, if you have a grandmother with dementia, don't just let her wander off,
I
please.
don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Seems like we're on the right
I
track.
think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
And for some reason, I'm staring directly at a frozen mountaintop with a giant celestial nail above it. Neat.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
How does she fly?
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
I'm secretly a Hilichul. I will now attack you.
What's wrong, Chuyu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
About that.
Why do you say that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus.
Must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Chuyu here what you really meant by that.
Honestly, that was the smartest and best passing of the buck I've ever heard from Paimon. Like, yeah, you slipped up. I didn't for once. You deal with it.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh? I knew it.
You don't sound surprised.
One time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane.
Oh, you don't say.
Super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross, But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really
You don't
wanted
say.
to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
Please just
pure
cop to it.
white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
But this is something she saw.
Was it really just a dream that? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your
Was it
help.
Granny? Was it Granny? Was it actually Granny?
Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one.
Is small child actually Adepti? Because that'd be kind of funny.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Gotta make sure you pick the flowers when you're around. Okay, I can't cut that tree. Anything else to get while I'm here? No, okay. Alright, off to Wangshu Inn. Feels like forever since I've been here. Like, I remember seeing it in the distance and thinking, oh, that's the main town. No, that was just the inn.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes.
Is the small angry child gonna
The
interrupt
fish
us?
here is very delicious, and if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again?
It just starts
Let me
barging
look.
into people's rooms. Excuse me, I need to look out your window. Nope, wrong window. And just leaves. Like, what the fuck?
I'm still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh?
Angry child? Angry child!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war?
Talk about war stories, please.
Let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
I can't make fun of that. That's not only a very accurate representation of Cloud Retainer, that's... I fucking love that.
An impressive imitation.
He says it's right.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
I think she's hitting something there. Like, oh, I didn't need the mortal form. Like, I have no business with mortals anymore. I don't need it. Now she's back to it. Like, so you got business again.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny?
Cough, cough.
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now.
I'll go
Should
dunk
you
on the old
encounter
lady.
Any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Yeah?
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my
Look at
illness,
that form.
he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
Mention your suffering now is
But
actually...
if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Grandma.
Fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
There's no tables to flip with
Recovery
Granny's
of
frail
person's memories
hands.
is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Yeah.
Next location. Next location. There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this
Good job, Paimon. Actually, you know, I've not been here a minute. Does the chef, like, have any new recipes for sale or nah? Like, I do like checking on him occasionally. What's up, Smiley? Oh, I thought he sold stuff. Okay. I'm thinking of upstairs, maybe? Like to buy something. Oh, okay, there are some new ones. Ooh, violet grass, yes. Things that are in short supply I shall buy more of. Butter, we need more butter. Butter! More recipes. Recipe. Oh. Those are all new. 1, 2, 3. Shoom. Oh, achievement. Achievement, no achievement out there. Where am I at for gems? Okay, still nowhere close. Got it. Got it. Got it. Did I already buy the discounted ones? I did. Okay. I could not actually recall. Right. I'm gonna pause quick, like here for a minute. I really need to use the restroom, so just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, and make sure this is still going. Okay, we're good. We're good. Except to go back in performance mode. But no, I got absconded with. I needed to go do the tucking ins of the partner. Yeah. Now we have houses to check, or places, I suppose. Let's start with right over here. By these cranes. They're here for no reason. Up. Up. Do 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 do. Up. Up. Up.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
Manifest!
A hunter.
Well, okay.
Do you
Good talk.
remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Aside from all the corpses we just made?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
After I defeated the bandits, like you did.
There are still plenty of other places we can check.
You dispatched them much more peacefully than I did
Wait
at my
a second.
age.
If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes, I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Shower me with praise!
I always do. Do, 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 do. The heals. Delicious heals. And the water walking. It comes with water walking. Oh, there's one that way. Any bandits here? Is everything just infested with bandits for story purposes? I mean, I'd understand if so. I gotta beat something up. Can't just be lollygagging the entire time. No, there's someone here though. Maybe. Or they left the fire going.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place... it's...
I took a dookie here once. I wish not to go back inside.
I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare
Their oath?
my innocent child.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my
You had that
chest
baby real
and
fast.
wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much.
He was horrible when I had to kill your father and put him down. He was going to reveal my secrets.
Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right. Let's not stand around any longer.
Granny's starting to remember her body count.
place left,
Do you want to guess which one I mean?
Let's go take a look.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Aw. They getting along. Pretty sure Cloud Retainer knows exactly who this is now. Oh, there's a boy here.
In your dreams. Manifest. Let my name echo in song. The show begins.
Brace. Let's play.
Obey. Do your master's
Master's
bidding.
bidding. What?
Manifest.
This is not the most combat savvy team.
How brilliant! Ah.
I should probably actually change to like a competent team because both Nuvalet and Farina are not fully built, nor are they in a correct team build for this. Let's grab... This one's a bit more competent. There we go. Okay, we should probably actually go up to the peak rather than climb it. So many random little wind gusts, it throws me off. Doodle-doo. Doodle-doo.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One?
Let me see.
Let's see. Oh, I pushed a witness over that cliff. They never found him.
How strange. Have I lived here? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places.
Yeah.
But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on...
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
That's a little unnerving.
Is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Yeah, she already knows who the hell this woman is.
When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
I actually really like her. Ha! You believe I'm not playing 5D chess? Oh, silly Paimon. Wait, is that the device she started with? We're going back to the thing she was making.
Just tell Paimon already!
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
That's actually kind of cool.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
We do need some of those.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now?
Because we need to do the whole journey.
Right off the bat and save time on a lot of floating.
Oh, hush.
How preposterous. Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
It's getting more powerful by the minute.
What you mean? Paimon's body feels light as a feather.
You're already light as a feather.
It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax?
Oh,
It
yep.
appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
Alright. Bye.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no.
Have you forgotten?
This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
So she is Adeptus. And completely forgot she was an Adeptus.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? You already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on.
I must beat the shit out of my memories.
Everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayne Karst? What happened?
I ninja theft Frostmourne
I am in truth
during a raid.
not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
During the drought?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia.
But you never turned back
all
into a
along?
crane.
Because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted
How
more
well?
than anything to cleanse it of all
I'm assuming
pain and
you've probably already
suffering.
done this
I could
quest
not
line.
help but fall
How
for
are you
him.
this evening?
But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity.
Bruh. What, bruh? What?
I knew
Not yet.
I had
Oh.
betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her.
Surprise.
So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, but that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin.
So a lot of this was because
All
she
I
just
could
was
do
like,
was pray for
Crane
forgiveness,
Mom's gonna be
even if I
angry
had
at
long
me.
forgotten what needed to be
Gonna play hooky.
Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at
Oh yeah,
Waifu.
no, I'm sure the traveling merchant
It
was no one in
such a
particular.
fortunate coincidence that we
Yeah,
were there
yep.
at the same
Big
time.
coincidence.
If it weren't for those soul revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have.
Oh, she put it together.
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be.
Oh, look at that. You're using your brain.
Don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not?
Aww.
Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
You played yourself.
One
How
still
dare you?
remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Oh, oh wait, that's why Shen, like what Shenhai said, like actually hit her so hard. That's sweet. That's a nice callback. Wish the game model was more mommy. I don't know. The way she's been acting, just a lot of mommy energy. Very Bayonetta. Like, I'm a fan. I've enjoyed like knowing this version of Cloud Retainer. Oh.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Rawr, I'm angry and running. Look at me go. Angie. Rawr. Still angry. Rawr.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies.
He lacked in vitamin D.
They may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire
His peak, but the
effects
model
of
couldn't tell her.
illness.
Okay,
As for
you know what?
how
I'll
to
agree with
deliver
that.
the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition.
Big women, yeah, big women.
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Oh, we're still Angie. Running around Angie. Wait, do I have to fight people in, like... Yeah, okay, there's a chest somehow here. And you recalling a memory.
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even...
I got stuck. Oh no, I missed the discussion. No. Are the daughter included in the quest? Like at the very beginning of the quest line, you actually immediately go talk to both Ganyu and Shenhe. Shenhe got a job. I love her.
Skyward! Scatter! Skyward!
Boom! Dive bomb.
Make way for the Adeptus!
I have a crane. It's helping. I don't know what it's doing though. But it's doing something. I'm sure of it. Oh yeah. Very much that energy.
Stray clouds converge! Skyward!
Dive bomb. I'll need to learn exactly how she works, but I'm liking it so far.
Monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
She good, Mom. Yum. Yum.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
That was absolutely off the chain, and a little cray-cray. Ah!
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Was not expecting that. Where is sick girl?
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache.
You were a troublemaker.
Burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment.
Bum bum ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. Cheese.
Asked you why? Apparently, you believe that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. It became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuandai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
That's great. I had to apply makeup, which I've plenty of because I can be a vain bitch sometimes.
Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuandai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin restaurant.
I was very confused.
Always viewed you as a
Hold on.
disciple of equal standing with Ganyu.
Let me make sure it's all set.
Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who live through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Yes, can I pull you
Master,
now?
I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder.
Oh, I haven't
to let
bothered
them
doing the
fly
polls yet,
free.
no. I want to do the
Yet,
quest line first.
When your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return.
I wasn't sure, like, if I was going to enjoy her character, so if I didn't necessarily like her character as, like, a summonable, then I was probably going to try for Nahida, because I don't have Nahida either.
'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you.
Oh, they get all crying. Much cries.
Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable
easy to please, I
its
saw
final
Booba.
destination. Even the
Fair
power
enough,
of an
I suppose.
adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely
We were
a
along for the
reflection
ride.
of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Oof.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left.
Yeah, you're sort of leaving her an orphan now.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind.
Parentless and without a guardian.
Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Not a fan of the parentification of this small child.
Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely.
You done good.
We'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while.
Traveler,
as
like,
long
so what
as
am I
we
doing
both
here?
Work hard. We're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no
A
matter
little
how
while.
long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
Liar.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm
Alright,
so
turn me into a
sorry,
bird now.
Master. Thank you for everything.
Something gonna pass into our field of view. No, she's just gonna poof. Bird magic! Okay, but where's the hairpin? Hairpin? No hairpin? Okay, bye. So we have an orphan?
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has
What she means is sometimes you just need a good
you
cry.
should also take a moment to
Good
relax.
ugly cry. Has a third
Give yourself
child.
some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
Oh, cutscene. She enjoys adoption. Yeah. I mean, we're probably in a dream right now. Oh yeah, definitely a dream.
I always believed we would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me.
Well, they're just throwing this at us now. Jeez.
If only things could stay this way forever.
Right?
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
This isn't
Eloquent
quite a
as one
hug.
may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you,
Okay, thanks,
and you
Genshin.
become weary, one is always here for you. After all,
Well, they're just actively selling the mommy energy.
it is only right to look out for the young ones.
That was actually really sweet.
Grilled chicken drumsticks.
You know she had so much fun making that voice line.
Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel...
I'm ready to raise the earth that has taken my granny from me, and all will feel my anger and rage.
So I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born.
I was
Even when I
right.
lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Excuse me.
Thank you so
Join
much,
request?
Madam
Not
Adeptus.
now.
No, I mean, Master.
Shuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
You're not the one wanting me
Mount Outsong is
that.
rich in natural beauty. Its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
And that's why you have the human
One
form?
has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuandai. They all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact.
You'll be
for
able
many
to
years
babysit
now.
Zhongli.
One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master.
Well, yeah, but
A
they...
failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted.
They actually brought that up, and she basically said after like one certain event, she never took the human form until now because she didn't actually want to interact with the mortal world. So her taking this form means that she's actually kind of come back around to it.
One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
We're letting you talk. We're being polite.
Just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
There's a lot of those in Liyue, aren't there? Just a lot of people like, oh, I'm actual this person. Do not tell people who I am. There's a few of those in Liyue. And one in Mondstadt.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable
Venti.
living in Liyue Harbor.
He doesn't let people know who
One
he
has
is.
already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
He's a simple bard.
Seems like you've really thought of everything.
Actually, if we're getting prepped for Chinese New Year, I want something on par, if not better, than the dinner scene after like the New Year event. Oh my word, that was the best part. That entire discourse was the best part of that entire event. Like Zhongli and Venti, like just like angry little siblings throwing little barbs under the table. Ah, it was so good. And they came back. They referenced that in the poem event. Specifically, I think who is it? Oh shoot! Because a few people referenced the fact that they met there. Who? I'd have to watch the videos about that event again.
Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, Why don't you take this Suspensus Somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your
Jara
mind
confirmed to
and
know
sing
each other.
meditation as you listen to its melodies.
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't, because Zhao was part of the war too, right? He would have recognized Venti, if not Venti's just general energy, right? So that would, like, make sense. But yeah, no, 100%.
Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild?
Yes. We must talk to the boy. The boy. Also, I need to put it in performance mode.
Off we go.
I need to do so many little updates to my computer. Oh, I have to wait for two. Oh, right, because it'll take them 2 days to move in. Oh, now it hints us where to turn it in. Hold on, wait. I need to check something. Nope, okay.
Add Astra. Thank you
Episan.
Add Astra.
Ba ba da na 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 na. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Actually, once we're done dancing, I have a question. Ba. So I'm actually curious, which are you more excited about? Because I was expecting going into this month, I would end up being more excited for the Chinese New Year event and looking forward to Star Rail. In like the span of like a week, and not to any negative on Genshin's side, I am so unspeakably excited for Star Rail 2.0. Like, I am so excited for that patch. I just from what they talked about, and like having an AMV open helped, sway me. I get this vibe that it's not going to be the peak, like the peak of the peak, but I get a feeling 2.0 is going to be like one of those peak sort of expansions. Like one that we like, oh, wasn't that like a great time to be playing, this game? Like I just have that vibe about it. Huh. What am I at for gems? Okay, we're still short a few. What do I need to ascend Tinari? I need a couple more of those. Hold on, we're gonna go get a couple of those while we have time to spend. This is one of my favorite places to get just some quick ones. Hey, Real, how are you doing tonight? Let's go get some level up material for Tinari, who is, I'm not angry with that I pulled. I'm not angry. Nope, not angry at all. Not annoyed. Nope, they did not take up a spot that I otherwise wanted from someone else. Nope. They did not lose me a 50-50. Not at all. Not at all. Also, I kind of want to catch that blackfish. So we're going to try that too. No one wants it? You guys want it?
Victory is almost ours! What is it? What is it? Is it another Paimon?
Oh, I gotta do push-ups now. Okay, hold on. Oh no, I gotta go to sleep, to be honest. Oh! Well, hold on, let me... Okay, well, good night. Thank you for joining me for, story Genshin times. You get all of the slap. I'll go void these guys. And then just poof back here. I'll do the push-ups, though. Hold on. You can't see it.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Okay. That is one thing. I got criticized by the partner because they're like, oh, I used to redeem it more often because I could see you doing the push-ups. Like, oh, okay. Let's get that, because that should give us 10. And we can do a base wish. Or base multi. I think my official, yeah, my official is 100%ed, so. I think the only thing I got really from that was another Favonius bow, which I think I already have one that's max leveled.
Adventure time!
Hey, boy.
We meet again, dear friend.
Great! And it's all thanks to you!
You quickly go over the whole story with Xingqiu.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that most could not hope to understand.
Yep.
Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common purpose always find a way back to each other, and thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell.
Yeah, but you could write it. You know, Mr. Ghostwriter. Alright, now we gotta shoot forward by 2 days. Boo-doo-doo.
Off we go!
Real. Tomorrow. Hello, Inazuma out in the distance. How you doing?
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on,
Ooh.
let's go.
Oh, I can actually quickly get there. If she gets some shoreline real estate, that's pretty peak. From the rooftop.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
Oh, goodness.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back. Not even if I worked ever. I have to be careful. Yes, you can.
We're here, Cloud. Miss Shenyan, what are...
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
She's not good at acting human.
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over...
Yep, they've definitely been around a while.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Oh, who is it? Who did they hire?
Very well.
Please tell me Zhongli. Please tell me he hired Zhongli.
This is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Shoo-you! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master?
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child.
She's adorable.
Now, this expert you mentioned. When can
Please tell me it's Zhongli. Please tell me Zhongli.
So soon. Here, allow me to make
It's fucking.
This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wanshaw Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
This is choice. This is absolutely amazing. I love this. I love. What look are they gonna give each other?
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shenyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
In so many different ways.
Indeed.
This is amazing.
How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
This is amazing, and I love every second of it.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not—
A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait!
This is worth everything. This is worth the entire quest line.
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace.
You're looking at a ship. You're looking at a pirate ship right now, just FYI.
I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion.
Okay, there's something about that voice that's bothering me. Hold on, the screen's gonna freeze for a second. Something. Impact. Cast. Let's see. Oh, there's no listing for Xiaozu. What about tension, impact, Xiaozu? Xiaozu VA. Oh, I don't find it right. There's something like familiar about that noise, or the voice. I can't quite put my name on it, but there's something familiar about it.
Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Are we gonna have a bit more of a direct talk?
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant.
I'm just gonna assume everyone we meet in her quest line is gonna show up for Lantern Rite.
Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but...
Oh, she's getting a little flustered.
Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace.
See, this is another big reason I play Genshin. Just conversations like this and events like this. It is so character driven that when you actually have moments like this, it's amazing.
May change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
Former boss.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
How is Paimon slow for food? That was great. That was amazing. I love that. Alright, we did get, I think, like a quest memorial item. I think it was. Because we got handed a thing. There are so many, I don't know where the new stuff is. Oh, I mean, there's the free thing everyone got. Oh, I think they gave us like a toy for... Yeah, because it was a small contraption, yeah. That's most likely what it was. Alright, that actually took a lot longer than I expected. Like, I expected us to do a whole bunch of adventuring, but like, it's already been like 3 hours. So, I believe I'm at... Actually, how many of these am I at? 24, okay. So, I do like her character, so we'll do 2 multis. And we'll see if we can pull Cloud Retainer. Right? I'm not going to expend too much energy on her. Like, she's great. And I would like to pull her, but I need to keep myself in, you know... from going too crazy. Thing is, like, I need a lot more 5-star weapons. I don't really pull many of these, so... Right, so she's not in this. Oh, but we did get Gumming. So so we got the new 4-star boy. Nope. Worth a look, or worth an attempt. I'll save it for another 10 pull or so. So nothing crazy, but we did get the new boy. Mr. Gaming. And I know what the name looks like. It is Gaming. Trust me, I double checked.
Whoa, is it?
And yeah, I'll do like a single pull on the basic banner. Yeah, okay. Okay, that was actually a lot of fun. That was a really good quest line. I did not know what I was going to be in for with that, but like I'm happy with the result. So we'll go back to the office. All right, so there are going to be a couple changes for next week that I'll let you guys know now, because I had a meeting get moved for Anime Boston stuff to Wednesday. So I need to move the Wednesday stuff back a day. So basically I'll do Sea of Stars on Monday, and then the following Thursday I will most likely do Star Rail, because 2.0 will be out for a bit, so we'll do Star Rail stuff. And then that Friday we'll go back to doing our Fall Guys stuff. That's kind of the plan for now. I'll make a Twitter post, so next Monday we'll do Stars, which we're getting really into the weeds with that game. Then Thursday will be Star Rail 2.0. I'm going to be grinding more tickets for that. I expended a lot of tickets trying to pull Kefka, which I did finally. You know, I want to pull all the Stellaron Hunters. And then that Friday will be Fall Guys. I do need to make sure I sign it to Fall Guys tonight to do my XP grind, but that's for after stream. For now, however, I need to send you fine folks who are thankful for tunes in and just hangs out with me, whether it's for lurking or just, you know, talking. I'm thankful for every single one of you. But I do need to figure out who to trust you folks with, who to send you to. So I'm just going to take a quick glance at who's currently going. I see a couple of people. I see an Egg. Let's see. I see an Ed. I see... I see a couple of people. That's going to be spoilers if I go raid them, so... Well, we'll go raid Eggs. Eggs is a good friend. They always are super nice to us, so we'll go raid Eggs. If you've never seen Eggs, he is a good boy. He's a friend of channel. He was in here earlier, just lurking. He might still be lurking. Who knows? He's been playing a lot of Pal World, as a lot of people have, and he's been enjoying his adventures through not Pokemon. So we shall join him with some not Pokemon. So let's go say hi to Eggs. And I'll be back on Monday with more Sea of Stars. Thank you again, guys, for joining or lurking and whatnot, and I'll see you later. Okay, night, bye.